We're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour, everybody. It's time to epicalate to everybody. Epicalate, which is basically speculate and epic put together, because Universal has announced that they are getting ready to add some new attractions to Epic Universe. We're going to epicalate everybody, speculate about Epic, and I'll have some thoughts and opinions and everything in between. But also too, y'all, can y'all tell me why people can't just do the right thing? I felt like I had a little bit of a headache. I don't know why, but I felt like I had a little bit of a headache, so I went to sleep, right? Just for a little bit. Heard some delusional content, right? Laughed at because of the philosophy of how this person was talking about how somebody, feels like they don't feel comfortable, this, that, and the third. It's like ass language, that, and the third. I'm like, child, some women, they lose out on good men because they cannot respectfully humble themselves to recognize that maybe sometimes it's a guy just trying to get to know you and just trying to say hi, but if you don't give them the opportunity to say hi, then you lost out on somebody potentially good, but they're a delusional dumb fuck as it is. But after laughing at their dumb ass. Then I see Kempire go live, and Mia Thorne's been arrested for larceny. What is going on? Child. A lot going on. Anyway, let's get to it over here. Higher is waiting. Lower is available, but either way, we got to go on to it. Yes, indeed, we do, child. God. Look, they done this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. My Lord Jesus, I just cannot. So here it is. Here's this article. Let me pull it up for you all. And by the way, my bad on that. You guys should have saw just 2 live streams for Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro Graham. So it was like 4 streams. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. No. So we're regulated with that. But let me pull this up for y'all. Excuse me. Sorry. All right, here we go, everybody. Here we go. Universal confirms exciting new additions already coming to Epic Universe amid expansion rumors. The new Orlando theme park confirmed to People Magazine, People.com, that it is currently preparing for the updates and that specific details will be shared in due time. Right. So here's what you need to know. Universal Orlando Resort confirmed in a statement to People Magazine, People.com, that exciting new additions are coming to its recently opened Epic Universe Park. The news comes after a permit was recently filed for a 150,000 square feet of space route to be added to Epic Universe. Universal Destinations and Experiences CEO Mark Woodbury previously teased a possible expansion at the park back in September. Nearly 6 months after Universal's Epic Universe opened to the public, the park is already preparing for new additions. Allison Solo Gasto, I guess. My bad. I am so sorry to you. Did not mean to butcher your name there. Vice President of Public Relations at Universal Orlando Resort confirmed People in a statement that some new updates are coming to the Orlando, Florida park, and Epic Universe fans can look forward to the details being shared soon. We are preparing for some exciting additions to Epic Universe in the future. So this guy said details about specific developments will be shared in due time. The news comes after a permit was reportedly filed in Orange County, Florida, for 150,000 square feet of space at the same address as Epic Universe on November 7th, according to local outlets West 2 News in Florida Today. While it's unclear what the permit is for exactly, the description is reportedly listed as site utilities and foundation work. So basically, anytime that permit is filed, right, the foundation work to lay down the foundation of the potential attractions and the site utilities to, make sure that they have everything they need to maintain the attraction. Just to translate that for y'all, okay? All right. So there is Super Nintendo World there, all real. I'm guessing that these here, if we zoom in, I'm guessing these here are supposed to be Misting fans. Sorry, y'all. I'm guessing these are supposed to be Misting fans there. But yes, indeed. So right here, in September, Universal Destinations and Experiences CEO Mark Woodbury teased a possible expansion at the park during a conversation with Bank of America securities analyst Jessica Reeve-Elridge. People previously report. If you fly over Epic Universe or you look at Google Earth, you'll see how we planned the park. You'll see the greenfield space between the existing worlds. Woodbury explained at the time that is strategically positioned to give us flexibility to expand the world or create a new world, and so that's how we look at it. He added rather that while there weren't any specific updates to share at that time, I can tell you there are multiple attractions in the works, and not just at Epic. We have a pretty sophisticated and well thought through long range plan that takes us out another decade in terms of product offerings, not just in Orlando, but around the world. Woodbury was seemingly referring to the first ever Universal theme park and resort coming to the United Kingdom, which was officially announced in April. And there was a video, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that I think it was, oh my God, it was someone, I can't remember her name, but she said that they had updates ready for every single park. So this is not new, but this is saying that there's something coming to Epic Universe in the near future, which it is big news. He also addressed fan speculation regarding popular franchise getting permanent residency at Universal Parks. I think I mastered that part when I saw the Wicked says it said it was a theme park waiting to happen. He said, referencing an interview he did with the New York Times in February. And you did stir up the pot. I'm glad you recognized it. Epic Universe officially opened its gates to the public on May 22nd, nearly 6 years after Universal first announced it would be adding a new park in August of 2019. It was the first U.S. Theme park to open up in more than 2 decades, 25 years to be exact. Universal Orlando Resort's fourth park. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for recognizing that. Y'all are amazing. You see, to all the theme park content creators, how they said the fourth park, that's called journalism. Okay, quit saying the third park. It's not the third park, it's the fourth park, okay? All right. It's aggravates me because John Mason and that great team at Volcano Bay, they made a whole story with that, okay? All right. Now, let's roll on. After Universal Studios, House of Adventure and Volcano Bay Water Park is a water theme park, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give people back some grace and space for that. Currently features 5 themed lands within World, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Albert, Super Nintendo World, or Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, and Celestial Park. So, with that being said, this is some huge news. Now, I want to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, MINSTRY of Magic, because there is something that you guys need to see here. And shout out to Alicia from Theme Park Stop, a great content creator. She was covering this thing from the beginning, and she is just incredible. Now, she did an update recently about what the new ride system could be for that ride, so we'll talk about that here just a little bit. But I wanted to bring your attention to a picture. Let's see here. Right here. So this right here. So I wanted to bring your attention here to, no. Hang on. Open image. That's what I'm looking for right here. So I wanted to bring your attention to this right here. Now, there are some false doors, right? Some prop doors. Now, behind this is an open area of space. And so, with this Quidditch sign right here, there could be a Quidditch attraction inside there. And honestly, to tell you the truth, what I am thinking for that 150,000 square foot space is probably going to be a broomstick ride for sure, because Quidditch is something that you have not been able to experience. But also, too, I feel like it will probably, for the queue, will be a Quidditch library. You know, I mean, the greatest Quidditch players of all time, this, that, and the third. So that's why I feel for that. But I wanted to bring your attention to that. But also, too, they also said that some of the concept art, right? Some of the concept art that has not, come through may actually end up happening, right? So I'm going to show you guys this here. Now, this is a artist conceptual rendering. So as you can see here, all of this is grass there. So all of that space there is grass. So they're saying this is where the 150,000 square feet space is going to be. And if I bring up the concept art for Epic Universe, because they even said that some of the concept art that hasn't happened could happen. And shout out to Blog Mickey here as I pull up Blog Mickey so you guys can see what the spaces look like. So here it is here, right? So right here. So you remember I told you this is where the Quidditch thing is right here. Behind here is nothing but emptiness. Right, nothing but emptiness. So I do think that it will be a Quidditch attraction with, a Quidditch, Q inside, Quish Museum Q inside. Make that the museum, and then there you go inside there. Now we don't know if this is an expansion pad. I'm assuming that that's an expansion pad, and as you can see right there, there's also an expansion pad as well right there. So yes, indeed. And by the way, the 3-part series on the epic universe of it all is, I believe it's out on Peacock. So I'm gonna try to find a way to get it, to watch it and review it on this channel. So give me just some time. Give me some time. But definitely want to review that for sure. But if I go back to okay. It pulls up here. So here is the original concept art here, right? So I think right here was supposed to be somewhat of an amphitheater, right? Because I think over here is Curse of the Werewolf somehow. So you see that big building. I think it was supposed to be an amphitheater of some kind. Of course, this is where the Monsters Unchained, the experiment is. But also, too, we don't know what this is right here with this big statue. So something obviously was supposed to be there. These here, we don't know what this is right here. But I want you to pay attention to this. All the grass right here. You see that grass right there? See this grass over here? All this grass over here. And you see this was supposed to be a whole building originally, right? So I'm sure that there's something in the concept art here that we're not seeing, because there's the fire drill there, and then there's Hiccup's wing gliders. I feel like they built everything out of here, because people have said that this park here and that Super Nintendo world feels the most complete. And then, of course, there's Peach's castle. And also, too, I want y'all to notice something. The colors are the colors because they did not want anybody to detect what attractions were going to be inside the park. So, you know how, like, sometimes based on the colors, you know what brand or intellectual property was going to be? They did not want that. They did not want that. So just want to bring that to your attention. Of course, there's Constellation Carousel. There's the Atlantic Restaurant. Now, this looks like a ride of some kind. We don't know what that is there, but it looks like a ride of some kind. Of course, this was Donkey Kong here, and then, you know, Minecart Madness, but we don't really see too much over here. It was very undeveloped at the time. And then this is Celestial Park here, of course. Now, we don't know what this building is here, because, you know, there is Stardust Racers, right? But it looks like this is a completely different building here. So, but just want to bring this up because they said that some of the concept art, that some of the attractions that have not been built could happen. And then, of course, these inconspicuous buildings here, right here. But this is before you get to, you know, Epic Universe here. And then, of course, there's some restaurants here that's supposed to be opening up. But notice all the grass right here. Notice all the grass. This is all expansion area here, right? And also, too, I know what you're thinking. Could the expansion area be over here? Abso-damn-lutely. Yes, and yes. I'm sure it could. And also, too, you gotta recognize, too, they don't have the firework launching pads as well. So a fun fact for you all: when they did the fireworks for Epic Universe's grand opening, they did not have permits. You know what I mean? So I thought that was quite interesting there. Yes, indeed. But let's keep going. Let's actually go to Alicia theme park side here. Let me go to theme park stop. So here it is here now. This came out 5 days ago, in case you guys did not know.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces.
A new permit may be for Epic Universe's first new ride expansion since opening. Possibly located within a massive expansion plot in the Wizarding World, if this permit is accurate, the new attraction could be the same scale as the Battle at the Ministry ride. Plus, other projects are happening around Epic Universe and the other parks of Universal Orlando, including a new roller coaster for Universal Studios Florida. Let's dig into all of that and more in today's news update. A new permit was filed this month with Orange County for work to be done at Universal Epic Universe. The permit is described as site utilities and foundation work. The permit does not include a project number or even for where within Epic Universe that the work will take place. The size of the project is listed as being 150,000 square feet, which is much larger than some of the backstage work that has been permitted in recent months. As many quickly pointed out, the size of the project seems to line up with the expansion plot within the Wizarding World land. This image from behind the Thrills, who were the first to discover the new permit, shows what 150,000 square feet could look like within the expansion plot at the Wizarding World. The scale of such a structure would be comparable to the Battle at the Ministry attraction seen on the left. If this is in fact the location for this upcoming project, that could put the entrance to this mystery attraction within the right side of the land, through one of the facades within Wizarding Paris. Like this one, themed as the entrance to the French Ministry. Recent permits for contractor trailers have also been posted. These trailers are set to be placed within a location backstage at Epic Universe that's labeled as Rico's Ranch. Rico's Ranch is a field for modular offices located directly behind the Wizarding World expansion plot, so these new trailers may be for supporting this upcoming project. The new project could also be related to multiple notices of commencement for new contracts at Epic Universe with multiple design firms. Posted in recent months, these notices include companies who design theme park attractions and draft plans before construction begins. We've also seen notices of commencement for Falcon's attractions. That company recently purchased Oceaneering, and Oceaneering has reportedly been working on improving the Battle at the Ministry ride. Perhaps they've also been tapped for manufacturing a new ride for the Wizarding World. Falcon's Attractions has been hiring for a new large Orlando-based project recently, but it does not specify what.
Now, I will say this, right? Whoever gets hired onto this, I'm sure they know what the project is, and I'm sure there's a huge NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So whatever it is, it will come out in due time, okay? But just know that they don't just hire anybody just to hire anybody. Although some people like Balago scams, Grams can have a career because she exists, but we'll talk about her later on tonight. But let's get back to this.
Has been hiring for a new large Orlando-based project recently, but it does not specify what. Going back to the new permit for the 150,000 square foot expansion project, the architectural firm named on the permit is Baker Barrios Architects Incorporated. They helped design the Dr. Phillips Center for Performing Arts and acted as the lead architect for West Court, the new sports and entertainment hub in Orlando. As for what type of attraction this could be, if in fact the permit is for a new attraction, the size of the new building would be bigger than the canceled attraction that was initially included in the site plans for Epic Universe all the way back in 2019. That building, which was rumored to be for a virtual reality flying broomstick attraction, would have taken up less than 100,000 square feet, so this new building will be over 50% bigger. Speculation on what type of attraction this could be is rampant in online spaces, with many guessing that we could see some sort of ride based around flying broomsticks. Instead of VR, though, with a space this massive, perhaps we could see a tracked version with physical sets and immersive environments. Could it be possible that the Quidditch World Cup signage in Wizarding Paris was always a preview of what is yet to come? We have seen a patent from Universal for a suspended ride system that looks suspiciously like it could be for a flying broomstick tracked ride. Could something like this be the technology behind this upcoming attraction? Mock Rides also recently patented a new type of ride system. That company has several attractions in Epic Universe already. This new hybrid ride system would combine trackless ride technology along with sections of roller coaster track, so it can act as two different kinds of rides in one. With so many iconic elements and locations already accounted for within the now 3 Wizarding World locations.
And I will say this, when it comes to the 2 attractions in one, it reminds me of Animal Kingdom's Expedition Everest, where like the track flips for you to go backward. So they could potentially do that at, Epic Universe with this attraction potentially.
Found in Orlando alone. Perhaps flying on a broomstick is one of the last Harry Potter experiences left for the company to tap into. Regardless of what it ends up being, if this is a massive new structure that will in fact be for a new attraction within the Wizarding World, it would certainly help to take some of the stress off of the Battle at the Ministry ride, which is carrying the weight of this massive land on its back, with big weights and even bigger expectations from first-time visitors. Also happening around Epic Universe, construction on the dividing wall separating the theme park from the nearby water treatment plant seems to be wrapping up. Currently, it appears that landscaping is being added on the park-facing side of this wall. 2 new permits have been filed for prefabricated structures to be added in 2 separate spots on either side of the park. The work listed on the permits is for installing prefabricated buildings, but what's interesting is where these prefab structures are being installed. One is for Building 1630, which is Cirque Arcanu in the Wizarding World. The other is 1501, which is for Monsters Unchained in Dark Universe. It's possible that these could be permanent launch sites for fireworks. Temporary launch pads were set up in these areas for the few fireworks displays that the park has had so far. These 2 launch sites on the sides were in addition to the launch site in the middle of the pond behind the park. Once permanent launch sites are set up at all 3 of these locations, perhaps we can see more regular fireworks displays at Epic Universe. We have not yet seen any work happening on the backstage event space at the front of the park near Super Nintendo World. A trailer was permitted to be added here ahead of construction, but it does not appear to be on site yet. In the Dark Universe, the Burning Blade Tavern's Burning Blades have been temporarily removed for maintenance. Signs have been added to the Sand Lake Road facing side of the large tech services and food and beverage warehouses backstage at Epic Universe. The art on these signs are similar in style to the new banners and signage that was recently added around the rest of the resort. And the holidays have arrived at Epic Universe. We can now find decor all throughout Celestial Park, including these cheese graters in the shape of bells along the garland at Pizza Moon. Holiday decor has also been added throughout the Wizarding World.
If you're wondering why I'm going like this, I'm looking up stuff as we are live, and child, I just saw something that let's just say myself, Florentin, and Phil were way ahead of the game. Okay. It makes me happy, but I'm also pissed. But we'll get to that here soon enough.
World, including the front entrance to the Battle at the Ministry ride. Plus, it's Snoggletog in How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. With some
they pulled out all the stops, even though this is their first Christmas. They're like, no, this is Christmas, damn it. We're going to make it do what it do.
Decor set up in the land's retail locations. But more importantly, the new seasonal mac and cheese cone has arrived. The Snuggle Tog Harvest Cone features mac and cheese topped with maple glazed turkey,
Damn.
spiced lingonberry drizzle, roasted sweet potatoes, sage chimichurri, and crispy stuffing.
I know those ones.
Before we go, let's check in at Universal Studios Florida, where the new roller coaster replacing Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit is seeing tremendous progress daily. The footings for this new roller coaster are being poured now, on the side of the layout closest to City Walk. A new wall is being constructed along the waterfront in City Walk, which will be located along a new guest pathway that is being constructed in front of this roller coaster site. Nearly all remnants from Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit have now been removed, including the entire station building. All that remains are these murals along the backside of the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem building. Prep work for the new coaster's station building continues, with pipes seen staged here and other utility work happening ahead of the foundations being poured. The new coaster's maintenance building is further along, with footings for maintenance tracks in place and the first steps for foundation work happening
Now,
now.
a lot of people have said that it could be the new Fast and Furious supercharged roller coaster from Hollywood coming over to Orlando. It would make sense because a lot of people do not like the Fast and Furious screen-based ride that's in the San Francisco area. But then you have to figure out what to do with that area. If you want to know what I believe should be upgraded at Universal Orlando Resort, you can look at our Epic Universe expansion live stream, our tour that we did there. So yes, indeed. So
This overlay graphic from Scott Walker shows where the permitted new structures will be located on the site once completed. This building here will be the new coaster station, and this building behind it will be the maintenance structure. That's all for now, but be sure you're subscribed to never miss an update as we cover the possible new project for Epic Universe. A big thank you to BioReconstruct for the amazing aerial views. You can follow him on social media for more theme park photos. If you like what we do, consider joining our Patreon for exclusive posts, behind the scenes, and more.
All that's real, by the way.
Patreon.com/themeparkstop. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
all that is real, by the way, what we go see. Absolutely. Yes, but let me tell you, Universal really did a very big one with this park. I mean, to create something truly original, not based on heavy intellectual property. This feels like intellectual property that's supposed to be in the park. With Disney, it just seems like, okay, if we have it, let's just make a ride out of it. And there's no care, there's no meticulous tact, and there's no soul to Disney right now. You know, that's why I keep saying that Disney's a bunch of creativity. But for those of you who are wondering, where did those views come from? Let me just show you just a little bit what Epic Universe is all about here. And roll it, I believe. There we go.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
Yes, indeed. There. All right, I want to get to some other videos here. This one is from the Noble Way, another great content creator here. So I want to go to this here because this is a very interesting video here about what everyone is missing at Epic Universe this half-day park. So here we go.
What is going on at Epic Universe? Theme park fans are not happy. Hello everybody, welcome. Epic Universe is the modern theme park of the future. Yet more and more people seem to be unsatisfied with the park, and moreover seem to be completely missing the point.
I always love their intro, I really do.
6 months ago, everybody was praising Epic Universe as the theme park of the future, saying it was the most amazing theme park ever created. Things like Epic Universe is the Disney killer. It is going to put Disney completely out of business. People were saying Epic Universe is just a total game changer when it comes to theme parks. Watch out, Disney, you need to be paying attention because Epic Universe is where it's at. These are all the things that people were saying for weeks and weeks 6 months ago. But here we are just a few months later, and those same people seem to be coming out against Epic Universe. In fact, the negativity around Epic Universe seems to be at an all-time high and rising. Some are going so far as to call it a half-day park, which to me is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, come on, a half-day park for Epic Universe. I've been hearing this more and more, and I'm just completely floored. Like, I am stunned. I'm not saying that Epic Universe is perfect by any means, but to go so far as to say it's a half-day park or less just is really shocking to me. Now, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, absolutely, but these comments got me thinking. But before I go further, I want to shout out Sean in Orlando. He gave me the idea for this video. He recently did a TikTok over on his channel talking about how he had heard people calling this a half-day park, and he sort of had his thoughts about it. If you don't know Sean in Orlando, he's awesome. He's a totally awesome guy. Check him out at Sean in Orlando. He's on TikTok, YouTube, etc. You're going to want to check him out. Now, what exactly is going on with Epic Universe? Why all the backlash? What's happening? And here's what I think it comes down to. Epic Universe is a theme park, not an amusement park. Let me say that again. Epic Universe is a theme park, not an amusement park. If you look up amusement parks and theme parks on Google, this is what it says. An amusement park offers primarily a collection of rides, games, and attractions without a central overarching theme.
Now, I want to pause it here for a minute because I will agree with this. Like, to see Super Nintendo World, right, for what it is. Hey, Fullerton, good to see you. I hope Phil gets here because we got to talk. Because I think we were onto something, and I looked at some canceled attractions from Universal. I can't share it with you yet because I want Phil here as well because, my Lord Jesus. It's just one in particular one, but we'll get to that. Welcome and glad to have you here. I will say, I think that, you know, this is the correct verbiage of what's going on. Like, when you saw Super Nintendo World for the first time, now, of course, we know it's out in Hollywood, but that's more of a smaller version. But when you get to see, you know, Bowser's Castle, and you get to see Yoshi's Adventure, and you get to see, you know, Donkey Kong in real life. I would just go there just to walk around for a day. Are you kidding? Like, it is a theme park, okay? Like, Universal did not spend cheap money to bring Nintendo to life. They didn't spend no cheap money to bring Darkmoor to life. They didn't spend no cheap money to bring dragons to life. There's a whole flying, you know, Toothless in the How to Train Your Dragon show, which the name escapes me right now. But also, too, Harry Potter, like, that was not easy to bring Harry Potter to life. So I don't get how everybody's saying it's a half-day park. Child, listen, if you don't want to go, give me all your tickets, and Universal, we can do a career residency where I spend all their tickets. and I just go there every single day because they don't want their tickets. I will gladly do it because I'm just like, really? Is this what we're doing? But okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
Theme. Theme parks, on the other hand, have a strong, cohesive theme that integrates rides, shows, and environments into an overarching story or concept. We think of other parks around the world, something that would be a theme park is like an Epic Universe or an Epcot or even an Islands of Adventure. Amusement parks, on the other hand, would be things like Kings Island in Cincinnati, Cedar Point, or even Six Flags type parks. Now, I would argue that Epic Universe is the most theme park of any theme parks in the entire world. Everything in Epic Universe is immersive, story-driven, cohesive, from the attractions to the foods to the look and feel, down to the smallest detail is part of the overarching theme of the park. But everyone seems to be focusing primarily on the rides.
Yeah.
And I have to say this, if you are looking at Epic Universe just through the lens of rides, then you are setting an unrealistic expectation that is ultimately going to fail you when you visit. Epic is not an amusement park. It is not all about the roller coasters and rides. It is a theme park that has a cohesive story down to the minute detail that completely brings you into that world and immerses you and makes you feel like you're part of that story. Even Universal themselves says Epic Universe, 5 immersive worlds, 1 amazing theme park. But on the other hand, I also completely understand why people are thinking of it from a ride perspective and really just evaluating it on that level. Let's explain a little bit. Because of the way Epic Universe opened with limited availability of ticket types, almost everyone who has been to Epic Universe and is going to be going to Epic Universe this year will be going once for 1 day only. There are a few people who are going to go multiple days. I've been a few times, but most people in general are going to go or have gone for 1 single day. And this is by design for Universal. They have severely limited the way you can purchase tickets, and it's very expensive to go more than a day. So when you are paying almost $200 to go to a theme park for 1 single day, your mindset is going to be try to get all of the rides and as many things done as possible in that day. Maybe get some food, maybe catch a show, maybe try to walk around and see some things, but for the most part, you are focused on getting
the Untrainable Dragon. It just came to me, the Untrainable Dragon.
Experience the big marquee attractions, those e-ticket attractions, as many of those in that single day as you can, because you know you're not going to be coming back most likely for a while, and you don't want to miss out on that ride. So most people who are going to the parks are only focused on and experiencing these big rides. Your mentality certainly is not, let me go to Epic Universe and just loaf around. Maybe sit on a park bench, take in the views, discover all the lore, and have a bunch of meaningful character interactions. That's just not going to be most people's mindset.
Right.
It makes sense. I totally get it. But I have to say, if that is your mindset, if your mentality is to go in, just hit all the attractions, then it is unfair to look at it that way in totality and judge it and call it a half-day park. It's really not telling the whole picture or the truth of this amazing theme park. I was talking to some people the other day and I said, I can't wait to go to Epic Universe and it not be about the rides. Just to go to Epic Universe and not even ride anything. Just to chill and relax and look around and just experience the park and the splendor and majesty of this thing.
And I do agree with that completely. I mean, it's an incredible park to walk around in. It just looks like, hey, on a day off, go there, chill out, escape. And I think sometimes people ask for so much that they can't even appreciate something being completed, right? I mean, Fullerton said to me, if I lived in Florida, I would have to get, an annual pass just to be able to go on the weekends. I would gladly do it just to go walk around. Yes, I'm that dude that will go get a pass to go to Epic Universe, and I would just go Toastu Cafe and just sit there as a remote worker and work from 9 to 5. like you're not gonna drag me for that, right? And the fountains and the lights are so amazing that they didn't even have to add fire. Although I do wish they had fire for, Dark Universe, because it could have been purple fire and green fire. And we all know green is for Maleficent, okay? But, if you think about Novocaine, right? If you think about Novocaine is green. That's the elixir that made the Invisible Man invisible. But that's neither here nor there. But a very important point. I think going to do all the rides is stress, and how it can be a half day when the wait is insane. Exactly right. Like, that's what I would do, is get an annual pass and go to this park. Oh my God. Like, this is why Universal, other people's like, all right, you know what, y'all, we ain't doing nothing else. But thank God that Universal and Disney and other companies don't have that mindset, right? You know what, y'all don't care, we don't care. Because obviously, and here's the gag, you ready for this? For everybody saying it's a half-day park, you're still going to it. You're still going to it. Okay? You are still going to a park that you're complaining about. So Universal's still winning either way. I just want to get that out the way. Anybody's going to say, well, Bray, it's still a half-day park. Are you going to it? Yeah, we're going next week. Shut the fuck up. Okay, good damn. Let's keep going.
I do this at other theme parks all the time. I go to Epcot and don't even ride anything. I go to Magic Kingdom, I don't even ride anything. I just walk around and enjoy the park. But I can do that because I have an annual pass and I can go frequently. I can go whenever I want to. But at Epic Universe, it's ride. Get to the rides as quick as possible. So like I said, I can't wait to the day when I can be able to go to Epic Universe as much as I want and it not be about the rides. So I want to spend a few minutes talking about all the amazing things that I think people aren't seeing about this park, that they're totally missing the point. There are so many things to offer. Let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon Land Isle of Berk first. This land is the largest and most immersive, in my opinion, of all the lands. There are so many details, so many character interactions and animatronics just throughout this entire park, and the look and feel and the scenery. It's almost like there are micro show moments throughout the entire land that continue the story of Isle of Berk and the How to Train Your Dragon films. Then you have the Untrainable Dragon show, which once again is an amazing show, but it continues the story and the lore of How to Train Your Dragon. Everything is woven into that overarching story of How to Train Your Dragon. Think about shows like Lion King and Finding Nemo the musical over at Animal Kingdom. Those are fantastic shows. Absolutely fantastic. I love them. But they are not a continuation of any theme in that park. It's literally just a one-off show that you go and watch. It's not continuing the story of that entire immersive area. It is just a one-off. The difference here, Untrainable Dragon and How to Train Your Dragon, it's part of the land. Every single thing in that land is continuing the story and immersing you more into that world. And it's just a whole different level than what we've seen anywhere else. Then you have all the amazing food, eating like a Viking. All the foods feel very How to Train Your Dragon, Viking-esque things to eat. And then of course the attractions then lend themselves to continue once again the story. They're not just things that you hop on and it's like, ooh, I got to rush from that. It's meant to sort of round out the experience and create more immersion for you. And I hope that people, when they ride these attractions, are seeing that. You think of Hiccup's Wing Gliders, that's riding on the back of Toothless and experiencing flying all around the Isle of Berk. Dragon Racers Rally is basically a Viking-made dragon trainer. It's a training mechanism that they've created to help you learn how to ride on and maneuver a dragon. Once again, expanding the story. Fire Drill is a Viking watery boat battle preparing you to put out fires because dragons breathe fire. And then there's an entire Viking training camp for youngsters. So everything in this world just blends together. Over at Dark Universe, you have the village of Darkmoor. This is a town filled with and dominated by monsters where humans are the guests in this land. There are decaying enclosures of the Mole People, which was inspired by the 1956 Universal Monsters film. There's the blood-filled well in the center of the town when you enter, which is essentially the feeding location for all of the vampires that live beneath the town. Vampires can't be out during the day, so they're underneath in the catacombs. There's an entire catacombs under Darkmoor. There's even some entrances you can see right there in the beginning of the Darkmoor village. The well is essentially the feeding. They drop things down there. They feed things down to the vampires who are down in the catacombs. That's why it's blood red in there. There's a Latin inscription on the side of the well, and it translates to "Never forget that you exist by our will alone." Again, just expanding the lore and the story and the power that these monsters have. You have the Guild of the Mystics, which is selling all these like charms and things to protect you from werewolves. And then of course you have Frankenstein's Manor with Monsters Unchained, where Victoria Frankenstein, the great granddaughter of Dr. Henry Frankenstein, the creator of Frankenstein's monster, continues his work and legacy. Das Steakhouse is a restaurant, a food location there that is essentially run by the familiars of vampires. They're essentially protecting their vampire masters that live below them. They're scoping out patrons that go to this restaurant for potential feedings. Then there's the Burning Blade Tavern, which is the hangout for the local monster hunters. Curse of the Werewolf, where you get to experience escaping the cursed woods around Darkmoor and escaping a hungry pack of werewolves chasing you. And then so many character interactions in this lane. Frankenstein's monster, his bride of Frankenstein, Igor, Invisible Man, monster hunters, musicians. It literally teleports you to a completely different world. Then you have Super Nintendo World, which immerses you in the video game world, the franchises that you love. And this entire land is filled with interactive games and experiences that I feel like a lot of people pass by, or they just think they're for little kids and they just run to the big attractions. These interactive games make you feel like you are living inside of a video game and you are actually participating, you're punching blocks, and you're doing experiences with your power band and leveling up and fighting bosses. There's even these augmented reality tower view sort of binoculars that you can look throughout the park, and there's this, it overlays all these characters from the video games like Koopas and the flying mushrooms, Goombas, like all across the land. If you look at it, if you look through these binoculars, you can see all this cool stuff that isn't really there, and it makes it feel even more like you're just in a video game. You can interact with your characters, your favorite characters, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Donkey Kong. Beautifully themed food and restaurants. And then of course the attractions, which are meant to make you feel like you are experiencing a level or an element or setting in one of your iconic games like Mario Kart, and of course the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, a runaway minecart chase, or just the chill Yoshi's Adventure. Everything meant to make you feel like you're now even further into a video game. Wizarding World of Harry Potter has you step into a 1920s.
Wait. What? Let me see this. They say the monorails smell like diapers as a way to convince Disney to change the monorails. What? Okay, Chad. There's got to be a better way.
Paris. There are all these interactive wand experiences throughout the entire land, interactions with magical creatures, talking portraits. There's a fantastic restaurant, Le Goblet Noir, which is supposed to be a dark haunt for all these witches and warlocks. Le Cirque Arcanu, the show there, which again further enhances the interaction and the engagement with this sort of like circus-style magical creature show. Almost feels like it could literally be on the streets of Paris under a big circus tent. The amazing Flu Network that takes you into the British Ministry of Magic, where you literally walk in and you just see the most amazing structures that you have ever seen at any theme park. These lands are truly amazing. And then, of course, there is Celestial Park. And this really is the cosmic heart of Epic Universe. This is the otherworldly hub that transports you into these other worlds. Everything about Epic Universe has a story, has an element to immersiveness, has something that brings cohesiveness that is meant to draw you in even further into the experience. It really is the modern and the ultimate definition of a theme park, in my opinion. If you don't like Epic Universe, if you don't enjoy Epic Universe, then maybe you don't love theme parks. I get it, maybe you had a bad experience, you had to wait really long, maybe some of the attractions were down, maybe you didn't get to do all the things you wanted to do, But if you didn't like it, you may be more of an amusement park fan. Again, is Epic Universe perfect? No, absolutely not. But this is also phase one. There is so much more coming. And I, for one, hope that as they continue to expand and continue to add more things, that they stay in the mindset and focus on keeping this a theme park. Anything they build should add to the theme park and not bend the knee by just slapping the latest and hottest attraction into their park with little thought. Again, Epic Universe, fantastic park. They haven't got everything worked out right now, but I just really implore you, look at the big picture and appreciate it for what it is. It's a theme park. It is the very definition of a theme park, and it is spectacular. So anyhow, that's my take. Love to hear from you down in the comments. What do you think?
I think he did.
What are you
job.
expecting more of? Are you on the same page as me? Do you feel like maybe people are just missing the point? Or is there something else going on that maybe I'm just not seeing? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until I see you next time, the Noble Way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.
No, I think the Noble Way did a fantastic job because honestly, like, people don't really get why theme parks have such a fandom, right? It is the fact I can go from this everyday world into a world that is beyond my imagination, right? And I have to tell you, it is quite simply sad, disgusting, and tacky behavior to get onto Universal where Disney doesn't even give a damn about history anymore. I mean, just keeping it a buck. Like, for example, and I hate to say this, I really, really do. I feel like Disney has modernized itself so much that they don't have any, they don't have the spices. And y'all, that's not a pun to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Okay, calm down. But I really feel like they're like, okay, they know their proteins. They know chicken. They know beef. They know pork. They know fish. They know the basic foundations of proteins and, you know, foundations of how to make dishes. But when it comes to figuring out that spice to make the dish pop, they don't have the spices anymore. And Universal's like, okay, let's go through many, you know, iterations of making dishes until we get it. And they're having a good time doing it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So with that being said, here is this here. I want to show you guys this right here. Another video from the Noble Way. Here we go.
Intamin just unveiled a brand new dark ride, multi-dimensional ride system unlike anything else on the market. Hello everybody, welcome. With all the new projects coming to Universal Orlando and their long-standing partnership with Intamin, Universal might just be the first to introduce this brand new ride system into their parks. IAPA 2025 Orlando Expo officially kicks off today, and we've already got some amazing new theme park technologies and attractions making headlines. The IAPA Expo is the premier global attractions industry expo.
Now, see, let me tell you something. One of the things that I want to do with Brainley's virtual tour when we make it to national television is I want to be able. And for those of you who may not remember, there was a network called G4 where they would cover E3 live from the convention floor, CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, live from the convention floor, and Comic-Con live from the convention floor. I would so take Brainley's virtual tour and make it do what it do live from the floor of IAPA. Absolutely. Like, it's a pop culture event for theme park fans. So I just wanted to give you guys the context, conjecture, and connection on that. Here we go.
This expo is designed to unveil.
Oh, Phil, I'm glad you're here because I got to show you and Florton something. And y'all going to be pissed, but you're going to be proud. We'll get to
brand new, groundbreaking roller coaster and theme park attraction technology, all sorts of new ride tech and new food and beverage technology, as well as dozens of educational sessions for their members and anybody interested in attending. And so as part of this expo, we are getting glimpses into new ride tech that we're going to see start showing up in different theme parks around the world. So let's talk about one of the biggest dark ride attraction technologies that is now going to be coming to potentially Universal. Before now, Disney has pretty much had a lock on the trackless ride attraction system. This sort of free-moving, free-roaming, trackless experience. But this new technology from Intamin is now challenging that and putting this sort of off-the-shelf variation of that in play for all sorts of theme parks, including Universal. So Disney having a lock on that trackless system is now going to become a thing of the past. Though Universal has all sorts of amazing attraction systems, even some bespoke attraction systems that have been built for them, one thing they don't have yet is this sort of system that will rival.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Oh,
Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
That trackless attraction system that Disney has a lock on. Attractions that you see across Disney properties like Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and even Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Now, these trackless systems by Disney are absolutely, bar none, spectacular. They really are able to use this to great effect, but it does have some limitations in what these trackless ride systems can do. Now, of course, Disney is going to be continuing to evolve their own approach, using their own engineering teams to create and modify them and make them even better. But by Intamin partnering with ETF and creating their own variation of this that is kind of off the shelf, you're going to start seeing this technology show up in a lot of places. So let's talk about this brand new dark ride, multi-dimensional mover, as they are referring to it, and talk a little bit about the specifications of it and where we might start seeing it show up at Universal Orlando Resort. First off, this ride system features 360-degree freedom of movement, which means that attraction vehicle can spin 100% around from start to finish. 360.
Now, I do want to go back for 1 minute because I want to pause it.
360-degree freedom.
Does this look like potentially a DeLorean from a movie called Back to the Future? Moving on.
Of movement, which means that attraction
I just
vehicle
love throwing
can
shit
spin
out there.
100% around from start to finish. 360 degrees, a full circle, can do
But
spins
that is cool.
up to 20 RPMs, which is a pretty good amount of momentum. You're going to get a little bit of G-forces as that thing spins, depending on how intense they want to move it, which also opens up the concept of drifting. So if we're able to move the vehicle independently, sideways, slantways, vertically, etc., moving forward, backwards,
Wait a minute. Could this have been the Mario Kart ride? Could this have been the Mario Kart ride? Could this have actually been the Mario Kart ride, though? Okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me catch up on some of your comments here. On mobile, it's vertical. On laptop, it's regular. So yes. So I'm trying to reach both audiences. Okay. So I know it's difficult now to have two streams instead of one stream, but I'm trying to reach everybody. You know what I mean? They say the same with Epcot. When I say World Showcase is huge, visiting World Showcase, it took 2.5 days to do World Showcase. Agreed. If you can only do a few things at a time in Future World, you will have you have time to soak in World Showcase outside of Frozen? LOL. Okay. Welcome in, film. Came in a few minutes before you. I was doing something I didn't want. I was doing something I didn't want to do today, but now I'm back home. Multi-dimensional sounds epic. Back to the Future music is always playing at Universal. So let's keep going here.
Also rotating and spinning, you're going to be able to pull off the effect of drifting like a Fast and Furious drift type experience. I would say this effect is almost perfected on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind as a roller coaster variation of this. So a roller coaster that also can tilt and spin, which gives you the effect of drifting around corners. This new trackless variation from Intamin will also be able to do the same. Now, my assumption is Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift that is coming to Universal in Hollywood is going to also have this same effect as a roller coaster like Cosmic Rewind. But what we haven't experienced is this sort of sensation of drifting in a trackless ride. We'll talk a little bit about why that's the case. One of the other features of this new attraction is the ability to slightly tilt and roll the vehicle, not just spin horizontally, but also the ability to sort of tilt and roll the vehicle to give you more sensation and more freedom of movement to experience more effects. Now, this tilting and rolling is very slight. It's only about 8 degrees, so it's not going to be a massive tilt. But when you combine the tilting and you combine the speed of the attraction and the rotation, you're going to be able to get some really nice effects. Another feature of this system, it has a gamification interactivity element built into it that is, again, off the shelf. You can then customize it. And this pairs with a wireless connectivity element to the vehicle so that, again, they can be trackless, and it also has interactions, which means these vehicles can interact with other vehicles and the surroundings around the vehicle itself, which opens up an amazing level of interactivity for passengers or riders on this attraction. You can think about the different gamification elements that you can put into this attraction, which we'll talk about the possibilities of that in just a bit. Some of the other features of this ride system, it has custom theming. This means that you can create the ride vehicle to look however you want it.
Wait a minute. Is this like Haunted Mansion vibes here, or is it just me? Moving on.
Okay. So if you wanted to do the Fast and
See, whenever you're doing concept art, you can't really say what it is without hinting to what it is. So you got to make it very generic.
Furious amazing vehicle that they have for Hollywood
That's
Drift,
Pepper's
you can make it
Ghost.
look like that. Or if you wanted to make it look like a mouse, like over at Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, you can make it look like a mouse. One of the other really interesting features of this is what they refer to as these bungee drops. This is going to be similar to your Tower of Terror sort of style of dropping. This ability to raise and lower the vehicle on some sort of system at a pretty
Reminds me of Soaring a little bit and Fly Passage.
Rise and drop rate, which is going to give you that sensation of rising and falling, similar to Tower of Terror, which has sort of a randomized element to it. Now, it's probably not going to have as crazy of a sensation of Tower of Terror. However, when you combine that with screen elements, it will make you feel like you are rising or falling even faster.
I thought the hardest part of scaling my restaurant was creating new sushi rolls. It turns out it was payroll. At Soya Miami.
This is also similar to how they accomplish the Rise of the Resistance drop, when you sort of go into that drop ship and then it drops and then you fly down and then you land, similar to that experience and that sort of like feel of the attraction. Now, the biggest feature that is offered in this ride system that is different from any other trackless experience is the launches that this trackless ride will support. The way the system has been constructed, once you can move from a trackless experience onto a launch pad, connect into that, and then launch the vehicle up to 22 miles per hour. And that is currently about 7 times faster than any other trackless ride is currently moving on the market today. So if you think about any trackless experience that you've been on so far, that movement has been 7 times slower than what this attraction will be able to accomplish. Now, 22 miles an hour may not seem like a lot. It doesn't seem like a high number, especially when you think of things like Velocicoaster that goes about 70 miles an hour. 22 miles an hour doesn't sound like a lot. However, when you think of other attractions like Space Mountain only goes about 27 miles an hour. That's only 5 miles an hour faster than this attraction can go. And when you're on Space Mountain, because of the way the attraction is built and it's dark in there and the way they do it, you feel like you're moving way faster than 27 miles per hour. So this new system will go up to 22 miles an hour, which just goes to show you when you combine a experience that can move at a decent pace, like a 22 miles an hour, with environmental things happening, it can make you feel like you are moving much faster than 22 miles an hour. You may feel like you're going 50, 60, 70 miles an hour because of things that might be happening around you. Think of like a screen
that is until
that's happening A lot of times you're not even moving at all, and you've got screens around you, and it makes you feel like you're moving pretty quick. So the big question now is, where is this going to show up, this new technology? Now, to be clear, this could go anywhere, in any theme park around the world. Intamin has not announced any client list associated with this attraction technology as of now. But it does make sense for it to be put into some sort of universal attraction at some point in the future. It just makes sense. Intamin has a long-standing relationship with Universal. We know that Universal needs more dark rides. They need more experiences that are indoor. Places like Epic Universe, Islands of Adventure, they suffer from not having enough indoor dark rides. So when it rains or when there are problems, things shut down. And
I could imagine that Fast and Furious screen-based ride that nobody likes. I can imagine that technology being there for sure. And honestly, to tell you the truth, you could do that dark ride system in Universal Orlando, at Universal Studios Florida, Islands of Adventure. I don't know if you can do it for Volcano Bay. I don't know if it can be waterproofed or not for a dark ride, but hey, listen, if you can make Pirates of the Caribbean have water in it, I'm sure that Intamin can make it happen with water. So
they have really low capacity. And so we know they need more dark rides. So it's great to see that a company like Intamin that just excels at making phenomenal roller coasters like Velocicoaster, it's great to see them leaning in and thinking more about family-friendly dark ride experiences instead. So these dark rides usually have really good capacity. They can eat a lot of people, move a lot of people through them. In addition, we also know Universal needs more family-friendly or less intense experiences that are going to draw in crowds and allow lots of different types of riders to experience the attraction that may not be able to experience an attraction like, for example, a Stardust Racers. Plus, we know Universal has a lot of new things coming and in the pipeline. So let's talk now about where we might see this ride vehicle system in an attraction at Universal sooner rather than later. Here are some of the most likely options where I see it happening. First of all let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the Ministry of Magic, that additional second ride that we are hypothesizing they are now building, a 150 square foot building. I already did a whole nother video on this where I talk about
today, business happens virtually everywhere. That's why you need Supermobile from T-Mobile. The best.
Where that is, what's it about, what that could potentially be. They could be gearing up for a dark ride experience using this new ride system for that. However, I don't see that as the most likely possibility. I still think they are looking at maybe some flying broomstick thing. We'll see. It could potentially be used for this. But I have some other candidates that I want to talk about that I feel like might be more likely scenarios for this system. But it could show up as that second attraction in the Ministry of Magic, because we know it's going to be a dark ride. We know that they need more capacity and a dark ride experience, more family-friendly option in Ministry of Magic. So it could go there. It's just not high on my list. The next option, which I think is quite possible, probably highly likely, is a replacement for Fast and Furious Supercharged at Universal Studios.
Wait, hang on a second. Wait a minute. I want to applaud myself real quick here because I did not watch this video before getting on, and I just want to applaud myself real quick. Let me do that to myself real quick. Just two more times, please. Just one more time. Just one more time. Thank you. Go ahead, the noble way. Thank you very much.
Universal Studios, again, we know that they are trying to refocus on the existing parks now that Epic Universe is open. And so they're looking at doing more things in those existing parks to try to draw more crowds into them, to disperse the crowds, to give people a reason to buy a multi-day pass to go to Universal and Islands of Adventure and Epic Universe instead of crushing everybody into just Epic Universe. And so those two parks, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, have kind of suffered a little bit in the last few years because Epic Universe has been the priority. So Fast and Furious Supercharged is universally disliked, and we know that they are potentially looking at replacing what's in there. There's been a lot of speculation about the new Intamin coaster that's coming to Universal Studios that's replacing Rip Ride Rocket which could end up being Fast and Furious, some sort of like East Coast drift coaster similar to what's in Hollywood. Could also be something like Ghostbusters or Back to the Future. We don't really know. But the idea there is if they move Fast and Furious out of Supercharged and into this new intimate roller coaster, then that frees them up to use that Fast and Furious indoor dark ride space for something new. And the leading hypothesis right now is that that dark ride experience could be transformed into a Back to the Future indoor dark ride attraction.
Come on! Literally, hang on, wait, hang on. Now, I know what y'all thinking. Braylon, you think you know everything. Listen, I did not watch this video before getting on with y'all, but let's go back to a particular part right here. Let's go back to this part right here. Did I not say that looks like a DeLorean from Back to the Future? See, listen, sometimes your first mind is your best mind, okay? Let's go back to this. Okay, let's go back right here. Okay.
Use that Fast and Furious indoor dark ride space for something new. And the leading hypothesis right now is that that dark ride experience could be transformed into a Back to the Future indoor dark ride attraction, which could be really cool using this new system. I could definitely see a Back to the Future attraction dark ride being brought in there. I mean, just think about the possibilities with what this new attraction ride vehicle system can offer. Back to the Future, you're in the DeLorean. You've got a 22 mile an hour launch that takes you off, which is getting up to 88 miles an hour. And then boom, maybe you're flying in the future. You've got screens all around you that makes you feel like you're flying. You have the ability to raise and drop on a bungee system, which could give you the sensation of falling. Maybe the vehicle loses power and you fall. All sorts of things you could see this really working well for. Flying through, or even just driving around, drifting around corners, maybe trying to escape the police that are chasing you, maybe driving
I still want that
the town
hoverboard to be
square there, where the clock tower is. I mean, you could see the possibilities of how cool this attraction would be. It could be similar to the Back to the Future ride that was where the Simpsons is, just on 1,000. So if Supercharged does go away because it ends up being a Fast and Furious, a Rip Ride Rocket, we might see Back to the Future there with this new ride system. A couple of other likely candidates, again, Lost Continent being replaced, Poseidon's Fury, massive indoor show building, that's all going away. They're going to be doing a lot of demolition there, rebuilding things. And so we know they've been earmarking that space for something new. Could we see that dark ride system show up somewhere in the new Lost Continent, whatever replaces it? Could it be a one-piece attraction? Think of some sort of pirate ship dark ride experience. Could be really cool. I'm still kind of hinging my thoughts on if it ends up being one piece, maybe we'll get a boat-like attraction, maybe the rocking boat system from Mock Rides. I still think that could be really cool. But you could also pull off something pretty cool with this ride system as well for one piece. If it ends up being Pokemon, we know Pokemon is a candidate for Lost Continent replacement. Think about the Pokemon experience and the interactivity that the vehicle offers. So the ability to
Pokemon Chasers, right? Team Rocket versus Team Ash. Come on, people! Okay, let's
potentially
catch
Pokemon, or battle with Pokemon while you're in this ride experience. That could be really interesting. Think about Pokemon maybe battling other vehicles. Maybe you're battling each other. Maybe there's a point in time, kind of like Men in Black.
Thank you, and I thank you.
If you think about the Men in Black experience, there's a portion of that ride where you're facing another vehicle and you're trying to shoot them because there's aliens on that particular ride. You're trying to shoot the exhaust port and spin them around. Could there be some sort of Pokemon battle between vehicles? I don't know. Could be interesting. Or potentially, what if they replace it with Zelda in Lost Continent? What could you do there with this ride system? I have no idea. I can't even fathom what you could do with Zelda with this ride system, but I'm pretty sure it would be awesome.
Should this be a project for BFP to see if we can take dark rides? How do I put this? Should this be another BFP, project where we find intellectual property from Universal or other properties that haven't got the time of day inside any theme park and use that system. I think that would be a good live. Just throw that out there. Let's keep going.
Another candidate where you could potentially see this show up is a Luigi's Mansion expansion for Super Nintendo World at Epic Universe. We know they've been talking. We've been hearing a lot about Luigi's Mansion. Could it be showing up? Think about this vehicle system going around Luigi's Mansion, maybe a haunted mansion type style attraction, but with the ability to catch ghosts, to interact with ghosts and things that are happening in the surroundings with you using this interactive system in the vehicles. So this ride system could be great for a Luigi's Mansion. I mean, it could almost be perfect, I think. Maybe make some adjustments. I don't know if it supports the interactivity, the buttons. I don't know if there's a way to have some sort of like gun built into the system for a Luigi's Mansion. I don't know, but it sounds like it could be perfect for that. So there are a lot of possibilities for this ride system. It looks awesome. I can't wait for somebody to eventually come out and say, we're building a new ride and it's going to be using this system. Can't wait to try it out. I think it looks phenomenal. There's a lot of other things happening at the IEPA this week. We'll probably have some more news. So we'll be covering that as it comes out. So overall, this system looks amazing to me. I think there's a lot of stuff Universal could do with it. I think it does level the playing field a bit with the Disney tracklist. I think that'll be great, because trackless rides are really actually great. I love riding these trackless experiences. It'd be good to see some of these things make their way into Universal as well. So that's my take. New ride system. Let me know what you think, where you think it might be showing up. Or do you think it looks exciting? Do you think it looks lame? I really think it could be used to great effect. I mean, I think you can use it to like an
what?
I think Universal could use it in a way that would just be fine. So let me know your thoughts. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content.
Bet, motherfucker, it's on. That is yours. You do that one, I find one, and then Phil right here. Phil finds one. I was going to the chat, but Phil finds one. Bet, motherfucker. Bet. Game on.
Content. Hit me in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So I see you next time. Thanks for watching. It's the easy way. Bye bye, everybody.
So shout out to the Noble Way there. Now here's some intel for you here. This is just a little inside tea into the broomstick VR ride that was canceled. Concept art for Epic Universe. Now we don't know if this will still happen. Okay, we don't know if this will still happen. But let's check this out here. From theme parx.com, this was going to be located behind the entrance elevator of the French Ministry of Magic, now empty plot of land. And we don't know if that's the 150,000 square feet plot of land. The major attraction is Umbridge's UK Ministry ride featuring the Muppet. So there is that there. And then here, Eddie Redmayne is the only Fantastic Beasts actor to confirm that he filmed his scenes for the live theater show or in the queue of the Cirque Arcanus. I think it might be Pepper's Ghost like Hagrid, Arthur and Bill Weasley grip hook at the other parks, not hologram. The room replacement for the canceled VR ride is Hogwarts Great Dining Hall. Hogwarts Great Hall Dining Experience with multiple dining halls to increase capacity. So are we doing Disney Cruise Line energy in that? I mean, honestly, that would be amazing. And the Great Hall is an iconic scene. So of course that. Are we going to be transported via fireplace again with this attraction from France and Scotland? You very well could. And also too, I want to bring something up, because if you all remember the live I did, we're talking about the expansions, right? I talked about how there could be a winter edition of Paris. Then I talked about the Animal Crossing Snowy Land. Then I talked about the Frozen Horror Gallery in Dark Universe, and then I talked about the Snowy Dragon in Owlberg. By the way, I love this energy. Come on, damn it, come on, break, put them up. That's what Florian is saying. Game on. Now, Florian and Phil, are y'all ready for this piece of intel? Now, this is public information. I want to give allears.net credit for this, okay? We did a live not too long ago. I just want to show y'all something, okay? Okay. Are you guys ready? Type in yes if you're ready. Because when you guys see this, you're going to be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck is going on? So I'll wait for Phil and Florentine to give me the yes. Okay. Florentine, I got a yes from you. Phil, are you good? Are you still here, brother? I'm going to assume you're here. Hey, three people, welcome in. Glad to have you here. We're just theme parking out right now. Don't worry. We are going to have Megan Thee Stallion coverage and Milagro Graham's coverage. And don't worry, I know about the Bravo world that's going on. You know, Mia Thorne got arrested, and then Wendy A's bank accounts got seized. I don't listen. I don't say all. I can't put it. Just because I don't say nothing doesn't mean I don't see everything. Okay, so listen. Okay, so Fullerton said yes. So I'm gonna take that as a yes for Phil. Okay, here we go. So this is from allears.net. 6 big projects for Universal Studios Orlando. Okay, so we're going to skip this here, Jurassic Park. We're going to skip this. Okay, we're just going to skip this because, you know, the next thing, which is right about here. I did that purposefully. Did I possibly do that in my Disney World 5th Gate land called Villains Land worded differently for Snow White Scary Adventures attraction? So, Phil, are you ready? Can I get ready from you, my friend? Because I did that purposefully. I hope nobody caught it. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Now, there was 6 canceled attractions at Universal Orlando Resort. Here it is. Y'all, I'm not joking with y'all. Look at this. Ice Age Land. As you'll soon see, there is a running theme on this list regarding the replacement of Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. Woody Woodpecker. In the early 2010s, one such plan involved the then Fox-owned property Ice Age. Okay? Listen. Concept art for the area showed a playground with slides, log seesaws, vine swings, play huts, and an interactive area themed to the character Peaches. A rethemed version of the Woody Woodpecker Kitty Coaster featuring an animatronic Sid trying to escape the clutches of a carnivorous flower. The headline attraction would have been an indoor boat ride located at the back of the land. This ride would be set within a massive glacier. Did we not do that for Ice Age Land and our thing? I think we did. I think we did. With Scratch, trying to get his nut. I think we did. And would take riders through cavernous scenes filled with a mix of animatronic characters and projected media outside the massive iceberg pirate ship from the fourth film would have been seen between the ride's entrance and exit. Y'all, I know. Everybody's going like, what? Bray, what the fuck? Plans for the land did move much further past the concept stage, which is arguably a blessing in disguise for Universal since Ice Age is now owned by Disney, meaning had it been built, they would have been stuck with another Simpsons Marvel situation. So just wanted to say that there, ladies and gentlemen. So here it is here. So as we zoom in here to this. So a children's roller coaster featuring Manny, Ellie, and Peaches among a snowy and ice forest setting, right? So just wanted to show you that. So this was Ice Age Playland, Universal Studios, Florida. Yeah, I know. All that. Yeah. There's the boat ride there. Listen. We just say what's on our minds, You know, I haven't played this song outside the morning show, but one thing to know and two things for sure, over here on this channel, on BFP Imagineering, just know that a lot happens early. Roll it.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price. And it's a little early for this.
Now this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you started it out right. But I'm waiting in the daylight. And a lot happens early. Can you feel it when I say?
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot happens early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
A lot happens early on this channel if you pay attention. Okay, now listen, we did not know that this was a canceled land. Okay, we did not know this. But as you can clearly see, Universal was even ahead of Disney. Okay? All right, so just I had to get that out. I had to. So here is so shout out to Park Lore. So you got a 17-acre expansion here. Okay, you have a 5-acre expansion here, which this is the 150,000 acre plot. Then you have, 3.5 acres there, which honestly, that could be an amphitheater. It really could. Or it could be wait a minute, isn't there oh, I don't think they could do that. No, they couldn't do the black phone there. That would be too much. No. But there's gotta be some Bright, shut up. No, shut up. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Could they do a scary version of the Yeti here, because they did make fun of it during, Mardi Gras as the disco Yeti? I'm just saying. Of course, we know here for Super Nintendo World here, it could be a potentially right here. It could be a Luigi's Mansion thing here. Like I said, right here, I think could be, the Animal Crossing Snowy Land, and then of course right here that Frozen Dragon show, or not Frozen Dragon show, but the Snow Dragon. So, as you can tell, a lot going on here. Like I said, I love being able to do stuff like this with you guys, and yeah. So that was this was cool. This was very, very, very cool. So, like I said, I love being able to make it do what it do for you guys and just have fun, because that's what we need. We need some fun. But yeah, so yes, indeed. So I'm gonna turn off my camera now because we've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. I didn't know that. I have vision given to me. Understood, good sir. Understood indeed. Let me bring your comments on the stage there. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting, fun find. I'm like, are you serious? Are you really serious? Like, y'all were thinking about Ice Age Land at Universal? Now, of course, we know Disney is not going to jump on this and make it do what it do. You know what I mean? So let's not have any high hopes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, but still. So. You thought we would reveal the 4 others. No, understood, my friend. Understood. Oh my God. So, but yes, indeed, y'all. So that's what I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about. I did not know that. I was literally looking, and that's the thing too. Sometimes I really don't know how the show is going to go until, we're live on the air, until we're making it do what it do live with all of you. By the way, In case you guys did not know that, this was cut out. This was the celestial stage here, the hemispheric stage. Let me come back on camera for this. This was the hemispheric stage. Guests could encounter travelers who have been through each of the portals to the themed lands. These travelers brought back with the sights and sounds of the portals. The entertainment offering was described as a musical moment created from the sights and sounds of their travels. The travelers will also describe their experiences at each portal, maybe talking about flying dragons or a world full of monsters. So this was a part of it right here, but unfortunately this was cut. Then there was a sound collector, a character that collects sounds to create energy with the guests in a highly interactive experience. Some reports are claiming budget cuts, while others are citing quality or lack of interest in entertainment from early team member previews. Some performers have taken social media to discuss being let go by Universal, which would suggest that the new entertainment will not be replacing the cut offerings. And honestly, tell you the truth, I will say this about Celestial Park. I think that to have the Chronos be the star of this park, but you don't have any Celestians telling stories. There's not any interactivity with the world of the Celestian planet. I think that's dumb. I think that's stupid. I think that's out of whack. I really, really do. I mean, if you can make Constellation Carousel, I mean, and at this point, you know, you might just have to do it. And I think that will be our next project here, which will be Chronos Chaser at Epic. I think, you know, Celestial Park deserves some love. I really do. I really do believe that. Back off camera. So, yes, indeed. Wasn't that fun to Epiceculate, everybody? That's what we're calling it, Epiceculate, which means speculate, epic, combined together. So, like I said, of course, you know, we'll keep you updated with everything. You know, BFP Imagineering is always creating something in the background. And like I said, sometimes we get inspired by each other through a live or through the DMs in our group chat, or, you know, just like we did a private chill down. Yeah, we did a private, you know, chill time. We did a private chill time thing, and yeah, we made it do it, and that was a fun time for sure. Before I came around mid-August, did you make expansion ideas for Epic? Yeah, I did. It wasn't like world expansion. And Fullerton, I believe, was there for this. This was more of just adding, you know, something to Epic to help out the fact that it was too hot. So really wasn't an expansion. Now we did go into, you know, if Super Mario Sunshine came over to, you know, Islands of Adventure, we did talk about that. We also talked about that Mario Kart Rainbow Road roller coaster that I pitched on La Renee Creole's Resort Con Live, which I still think would be an amazing roller coaster. I really do. I mean, you think about New Donk City from Super Mario Odyssey, and honestly, tell you the truth, I think now I will say Poseidon Entertainment really did a great job of defending you know, the Tonight Show ride with Jimmy Fallon, right? Race through New York. But I think also too, I think race through New Donk City, I think would be great. Think about it. You race through New Donk City and then you're racing on Rainbow Road. Like, I think that would be great too, because I feel like what's going to end up happening with Nintendo is that they are going to do the same thing that Harry Potter has done, because you have Harry Potter at Universal Studios Florida, then you have Harry Potter at Islands of Adventure, and now you have at Epic Universe. The only place that they don't have it is Volcano Bay. When it came to Volcano Bay, we talked about how Fruit Ninja could come into Volcano Bay. That the Waturi people needed to get their fresh fruits, and so they got from the sensei that is over Fruit Ninja, and so Fruit Ninja would be a part of Volcano Bay. So we did talk about that on that stream. So yes, we did talk about it. It was more expansion for Islands of Adventure. We did go through University of Florida, what could happen with that. So yeah, I'll send you the actually, you know what? Let me do that now. I'll send the stream and the live chat. Well, I can find it. Yeah, that was a good live. I felt like, and this is the thing too, the reason why I went about that live in the fashion that I did it was because, you know, Universal really doesn't need Braylon Lee's help too much. It might need my help just a little bit, but sincerely, it was really just adding to what they've already done. You know what I mean? That's really it. Because the biggest thing was a lot of people said, oh, it's too hot, it's too hot, it's too hot. And so I'm like, okay, well, if it's too hot, let's add some attractions that will help, you know, cool off everybody. That was my main thing for that when that happened. So. Oh, yeah, that Lockheed Martin live was so cool doing that. That was so cool doing that. Okay, yep, here it is here. I'm about to DM it to the group chat now. Give me a moment. Let's see. Instagram. But yeah, when you get the chance, watch that live, and I would love your thoughts on it as well. Let me know what you think. Those are my thoughts at the time. I still feel like those are strong thoughts, actually. Because like I said, with Epic Universe, as the Noble Way said, he's absolutely right. It doesn't need to be an amusement park. It needs to be a theme park. And so the additions that I did to it were adding to the greatness that they've already done, because they Universal got it. They got it. If anything, they just need a few tweaks here and there. I'll put it like this: they don't need as much help as Disney needs help. So you know what I mean. So there is the Universal Epic Universe Expansion Breakdown Town Hall. That was a good one. That was a very good one. So please enjoy that for sure. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Oh my Lord! Not that they actually did this. Never built, bug show, removed, permanently broken, closing soon. They are so shady. Oh my God! Like I said, I feel like what we did for Animal Kingdom, Joe Rody would have been on board. Like, let's fucking go. I feel like he really would have been like, let's fucking go, for sure. Because we understood the assignment that, you know, animals are the star of the show. how do we expand that? And like I said, with my Walt Disney World rebrand master plan, if you didn't see that, there was the original one and then there was the remix one. I feel like the remix one is probably the pinnacle. It's probably the pinnacle version of what I wanted to do. So I'm going to get back to my project after and see what was said in the BFD Imaginary chat. Thanks. No problem at all. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get out of here with the day over. It was fun to Epiceculate. I feel like Epic Mentum is easier to say than Epiclate, but it's epic and speculate at the same time. Those two words being combined. So let's do the daily motivator and then head on out here. Then of course I'll see you guys back here at 8:30. We're gonna be talking about Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro Grams. The trial is ongoing. Child, we are covering it. Okay, so here we go. Here I'm starting for day motivator. Those who contemplate the beauty of the earth find reserves of strength that will endure as long as life lasts. Rachel Carson, very wise words said there. It's time for the day motivator for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Pursuit of positive purpose. There is profound grace in working on and then completing what must be done. Every day brings the opportunity to experience that in some way. Nothing confirms the value of putting your time. Nothing confirms the value of your time like putting it to good use. Productive stretches offer you periods filled with dynamic and vibrant life. Zero in on what you do well and do it well. Fulfill the promises of your will, ability, and discipline. Come fully to life in a way that has no equal. Immerse yourself in the effort and pursue a positive purpose. Prove to yourself how much your life matters. Discover again and again the value your actions create. Feel the rich satisfaction of your own competence. Keep going, keep doing, keep making a difference, keep living well. Ralph Molson. When it comes to what we do with BFP Imaginary, I feel like we're always in the pursuit. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all didn't even see it, child. That tells you how live we are. I'll do it one more time very quickly. Those who contemplate the beauty of the earth find reserves of strength that will endure as long as life lasts. Rachel Carson, very well said. It's time for the day motivator for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Pursuit of positive purpose. There is profound grace in working on and then completing what must be done. Every day brings the opportunity to experience that in some way. Nothing confirms the value of your time by putting it to good use. Productive stretches offer you periods filled with dynamic, vibrant life. Zero in on what you do well and do it well. Fulfill the promises of your will, ability, and discipline. Come fully to a life in a way that has no equal. Immerse yourself in the effort and pursuit of positive purpose. Prove to yourself how much your life matters. Discover again and again the value your actions create. Feel the rich satisfaction of your own competence. Keep going, keep doing, keep making a difference, keep living well. Ralph Molson. Like I said, with what we do with BFP Imagineering, it really is a collaborative effort. These two brothers right here, when I get into Hollywood and Universal or Disney come to me, I'm calling these two. I'm like, fly these two in now. We're going to each need $20 million a year each. We're going to do a 5-year deal, okay? And we're going to get to work. Because the thing I love about Floritan and Phil is Floritan is the brother that, could this work with something a little bit extra? And Phil is very meticulous. And with me, I'm just the media nerd. So that combination works. So the first thing I'll tell you about Pursue a Positive Purpose is you cannot be in a pursuit of positivity if you're not around positive people. That's the first thing I'll tell you. Second thing I will tell you about that is prove to yourself how much life matters. Don't prove it to anybody else. Prove it to yourself. Steve Harvey said a quote that I'll never forget. He said, do not let anybody tell you who has nothing tell you about your something. Quit letting people who don't have anything going on tell you what you should be doing when you have something going on for yourself. And then finally, everybody, keep going, keep doing, keep making a difference, keep living well. Last night, we did a stream and it was so many people in it. Y'all, that stream, that vertical stream now is at 9,100 views. Just because you're not being seen by everybody doesn't mean you're not being seen. And that happened because of my consistency plus tenacity, which circles by destiny. When you treat people well and you invest in people well, you will be treated well. If you do the opposite, well, guess what? You get what the fuck you get. And with that being said, is Sound the Best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say one point special, because you were always one of us. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Watch one thing, call yourself, be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. Hopefully, by spending time together, we're be great together. And always remember where you're doing radio, television, radio, television, YouTube. Child, it's been a long day. Living your best life, or you're just basically confirming that, hey, maybe you are exactly where you're supposed to be if you keep talking about what other people have thought about. Make sure the replay is not just where you watch it, not just where you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you. I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you've overcome, wherever successes you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, truly, keep being a fan of something. I know that life can take the joy out of us, but if you're not a fan of something, I promise you, you will be a fan of misery, and misery loves its own company. One love, much love, all love. I feel love is sitting right back to you. This is your final tour for this evening. Good night to you. But if not, I'll see you back here at 8:30. Megan Thee Stallion, Malago Grams, we're covering it live. Peace, everybody. One love, much love, all of it. I feel love is sitting right back to you. Bye, everybody.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.